Spending the night in this desert camp honestly felt like a bucket list item being ticked off. We all gathered in the morning to watch the sun slowly rise over the horizon and bring the glow back to the orange dunes that towered around us. Today we are going to head towards the starting point of the Trans-Moroccan Trail, which is a 2,200 kilometre mainly off-road trail snaking through the country. When we set off on this trip weeks ago, this is what we were aiming towards, but due to someone having a little tumble a few days ago, it wasn't looking likely that we could take that trail, but this is what we will find out today. With Mitch's newly gained experience riding on the sand, we confidently packed up and headed back to Mazuga so I could pick up my bike and start heading west.
First things first, this morning we need to go and ask one of the garages round here if we can nick a little bit of oil to top Martha's bike up. I think when she fell off the other day, it either lost a little bit of oil out of a vent or something, or it burnt a bit of oil. It's just below the side glass, so nothing drastic, but it definitely needs a little bit in it.
Hopefully these guys can get us a little bit of oil. Whilst we're waiting for some oil, Mitch is having a go at trying to bend this brake lever back. And surprisingly, I'm surprised at how much they do bend. That you're just doing that with your hands. I just worry about snapping it. Yeah. That is my big, because it's very thin on the end. No, I think you just got as much as you could. I don't know where this guy's gone to find oil. We thought, being a mechanic, he'd have some, but he's gone off on his bike somewhere to try and find some. Oh, he's back. Oh, he has got some oil.
Oh, hello. Oh, thank you.
Do I need to Google it?
Yeah.
It's designed for use in 4, 6 and 8 cylinder multicam naturally I don't know, diesel engines. That's not us.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
It's a big boy. Oh my god, that's gonna snap it. Mitch is just having a look at the oil. He has bent that back to pretty much as good as it was before I left. It's already been knocked, obviously, because I'm the one riding the bike. While we were researching the oil, a truck pulled up towing a KTM Enduro bike, and because we weren't 100% confident on this oil, Mitch asked the guy driving the truck if he had any that we could buy. He only spoke French, but luckily someone on his tour spoke English and told us to follow him to their setup. We tried to give the mechanic some money for his time, but he kindly refused.
Oh, is that their truck over there? Bloody hell. Wow, some rigs about.
As Mitch was topping up my oil, the other blokes on the tour noticed the DIY twine rig that the men in Meknes had installed to hold the windshield in place and decided to make a better job of it.
You speak French?
No.
Eh, no.
Thank you. How much? Oh, thank you very much.
My bike is having a makeover of cable ties.
tranquille.
It's like a rag and bone now.
Yeah.
Il faudra nous les rendre après.
Yeah, yeah.
Ça, tu vires, c'est de la merde. C'est des poteaux. Tiens.
Oh.
Ça peut servir, t'as raison. Allez, comme moi, là. Elle jette rien, c'est bien. Eh, look, look.
Ah,
Yeah.
perfecto.
Ah non, lui, il n'est pas look, hein. Look,
Où est-ce que
tu l'as mis?
Yeah. I have some more of this steel wire.
Et bon, comme ça. Je sais pas. Where's Hugo?
High Atlas. High Atlas today. Near to Fira. I'll show you.
I have no idea.
C'est quoi cet accent? Je sais pas, ils veulent partir peut-être.
Excuse me.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Right, well he didn't want anything for the oil, so that was very nice of him. They have got a generator on the back. Did you see the size of that generator on the back of that truck?
No.
Oh my god.
What a setup.
Our dream is to be able to have a family inside a rig like that and just have toys everywhere and be able to afford travelling in something like that one day, eh?
Yeah, that was really sweet of them to help. They didn't really speak any English, and I didn't even want to admit that I knew a little bit of French because I wasn't going to understand anything. But they've everyone just seems to be adding little quirks to my windscreen. So he's taken off the last person, so now it's this one. So I'm just getting a little shrine of different ways on how someone connects it. What?
Okay, we're full of fuel. Martha's brake's better. Got oil in the bike. And we've now got the route all sorted until we get to the west coast pretty much. As long as Martha can ride on some of the nicer trails, I'm sure things will change as they go. But the first stop is something that I really wanted to see in Morocco ever since I saw a photo of it. So I'm really looking forward to getting there, and we've only got 45 minutes. See if it lives up to the hype. I have no idea where we are, but they've got a very nice gateway into their city. Oh, they've stopped for a photo of it.
We turned off the main road towards Garamadua, which as you can see is a massive crater surrounded by nothing but flat desert. It's one of the most dramatic landscapes you can see in Morocco, and you can even ride to the top of it, which is why Mitch was so excited. But two things became an issue here. We were using this as a test to see if my now injured thumb could handle gripping onto the handlebars on even the slightest bit of gravel surface, and if I couldn't even do this, our plans were going to have to change drastically. The second issue was, as Mitch rode up to the top of the crater and tried to take in a view, it became very apparent that you couldn't relax without someone trying to sell you something, which is honestly a massive shame.
Oh wow, look down there. It's okay.
It's good, yeah, it's good.
Okay, I think I'm going to get back down to Martha because I can't get any photos. It's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, the exact same thing was happening to me down at the base, so the combination of issues really put a dampener on the experience.
I'm coming back down now, Marv. Just get ready to go, Marv. You ready to go? Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, good. Thank you. They're all nice enough, just trying to make a penny or two. I'll have to see if I can get some stock footage of like a drone shot of this place, because it's hard to take it in from what we just showed, and obviously we can't fly a drone here because it's illegal. But one thing that this did just prove is that I don't think we're going to be doing any off-roading on this trip. Martha's in too much pain with her injuries, so that's also what we were using this for, with just this gravel road.
Yeah, unfortunately that is going to be the case this time, and I don't make that decision lightly. Like, it really upsets me to think about the fact that this is like the reason we came here was for that, and I've tried really hard to remain positive on what I can do, but with my knee, I've just realised, is being triggered a lot when I'm stood up because of how the bike fell onto my knee. It's in the inside bit where you do stand, and then my thumb as well. I've also just lost a lot of confidence, which is bound to happen, and I'm trying not to let it happen, but then also it's triggering pain when I'm trying to still ride some things. So I don't know, I've never had something like this before, and I'm just trying to navigate it the best that I can, and you know, I want to be safe and I want to enjoy what we're doing as well, and not hating it and being in pain the whole time.
But it's fine, because it gives us an excuse to come back. Because also something that we realised is that we could make this trip so much better for ourselves by just ditching all the camping gear. I could carry all of the stuff on the back of my bike, that just clothes and essentials, and Martha could ride a naked bike then, and we could have a really good time off-road then. So one day hopefully we'll come back and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm just trying to make the best out of the situation, but it's hard to not feel disheartened. And
we're not stopping. Like, we're gonna still see loads of the scenic stuff, but from the tarmac rather than from this.
yeah, that's all. And to some people that might not even be a big deal. To us, it was just what we had in mind, so we've just got to shift our expectations now. Whereas, yeah, people come to Morocco all the time and just ride the tarmac. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I suppose we're getting the best of both worlds now. We get to do the tarmac this time around, and then next time when we're lighter and I'm more skilled on a bike and feel more confident, we can do all off-road. As I was saying about being on tarmac, the tarmac back there just ended, and then there we go, back again, just on the middle of this like 100-kilometre road. You really have to keep your eyes out.
This town is where we were originally going to spend the night tonight. Oh, bloody hell. These must be on a tour or something. Italian. I hope this guy's not looking in his mirrors. If we were carrying on with our original route, but now that we've changed our route, we're going to head up to a city called Tingear, something like that. So we've got another hour on our riding today.
And that'll actually lead us to somewhere that we weren't going to go to because it wasn't on the route, which is somewhere that could be really cool, and where we also, they always just want you to rev their engines. But also somewhere that we could potentially be spending an extra day at tomorrow. We just need to do a bit more research on it, as obviously we've done none for this area.
Wow, this place is kind of bonkers. Look at that oasis. Houses either side.
We're officially on what's called the Todra Gorge Road, which, as you can imagine, is taking us towards the Todra Gorge, which we won't be going to today. However, we are going to do a bit more research into it tonight to see what we can see
And do
up there. But for now, I am directing us to our accommodation for the night. Thankfully, it's just on this road about 4 kilometres from here, so no getting lost, hopefully. Wow, this is really cool. And we were saying earlier to one another that we can't believe how much the landscape is changing. Even a couple of hours ride from the desert, we're now in this. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I wish I could follow Martha more, because it's still like every time I see her in front of me, it just sort of baffles me that like that's Martha on that bike who's travelled all this way. It might sound like the stupidest thing ever, but it's just weird. Like, look at her, she's tiny. Her backpack's nearly as thick as her. I don't know if Martha's already said, but the reason I'm following her is because I forgot to charge my intercom last night and it just died. Like 5 minutes away from the accommodation. Wow, look at this view.
We're also definitely learning from our mistakes, and have chosen to go for a hotel instead of a riad, because there was a few riads, but we thought no, we'll go with a hotel. And then we also tried to check to make sure someone at least mentions parking or double points if they mention motorcycle parking as well. But for some reason today, myself and Mitch are both feeling pretty pooped, which you wouldn't think so after, you know, having quite a relaxing day yesterday. Well, more me than Mitch. He was out in the dunes. But yeah, happy to be getting here. I also can't use my indicator, which I think we've already mentioned, because of my thumb. That's it there. Where is the sign? Here. This is it. Oh, Mitch knows you. Yeah, this is it.
Hello, hello, hello. Yes, yes.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Okay, we'll open the door and we put the motor inside.
Okay. Oh, there's a donkey letting me go. Yeah. Oh.
Look at that for secure parking.
The hotel looked over the oasis and it was absolutely beautiful. On the way to a local restaurant, we were stopped by a guy who started chatting to us. We could tell that he was after a tip, but decided to go along with it because he was making us smile and told us loads of facts about the area. To Mitch's despair, the guy even made a ring out of bamboo and practically forced Mitch to, in quotations, propose to me. I may have enjoyed it a bit more than I should. Once again, the restaurant filled us up with some really great food, and we headed back early with a lot of planning ahead of us in order to make our way through the rest of Morocco. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.
Yes, yes.
Oh.